Hi, this is Zach from Zach's Traders Cafe with a look at some major markets on Monday, the 3rd of October, and decent, or very strong actual hammer candle there for Friday, end of the week, bouncing off the 50-day moving average at 68.06 and then closing near the recent resistance 6900. We've broken through that so far for early Monday, and the view here now really, while we hold above 6900, this market should head up towards the 7,200 level at the top of a rising June trend channel. Not quite as exciting for the DAX. Here you can see that there's still been a bit of a dance either side of, let's say, 10,400 over recent sessions, but rising trend channel nevertheless from basically the middle of July, and the floor of that channel around 10,300. While we hold that, it's difficult to see how this market is not going to head towards 11,000 at the top of this rising trend channel, especially after the end of day close on Friday above the 50-day moving average at around the 10,500 level. Be cautious on this market. Maybe you wait for 10,539 to be beaten on an end of day close basis. That's the top of the last gap, but looks as though this market is on its way. As for the US market, starting off with the Dow, right in the middle of this range triangle between the 50-day moving average and August resistance line at 18,398 and the floor of the May the May uptrend line there, heading running through 18,100. End of day close outside those two parameters, 18,100, 18,400, will decide the real direction for this market. At the moment, it looks as though it would be to the upside, but probably better to wait and see on that particular situation. For the S&P, also sandwiched in this range, really, what's that, 2150 to 2180. Wait for an end of day close outside that. RSI bounced off neutral 50, so that does suggest that the next move here will be to the upside. For the Nasdaq, we've got a situation where we filled the last gap to the downside, and this market is heading higher. RSI bounced 3 times now above the neutral 50 level over the last couple of weeks, suggesting that at least while we're above the 50-day moving average at 47.86, the target here is a minimum of 5,000. Onto the currencies. Big news here for cable, back below 129. Never looked really as though it was a bullish situation in recent days, given the fader at the 10-day average now at 129.87. Below the 10-day line, looks like we've got the risk of 126, which would be the floor of this late June trend channel. Time frame on the move the next couple of weeks or less. For the euro, sidelined obviously with the Brexit or the Article 50 news for the end of next March over here, in a range between the 200-day moving average 111.61 and 113, which is this August resistance line. Best thing here to wait for a break, but with the RSI above 50, it looks as though the break would be to the upside and towards 114. For dollar yen, we're looking at a situation where you can see that 50-day moving average still capping the price action here. That's at 101.77 while we're below that. Still a sell into strength up to that level, looking for a return towards the 100 yen zone. Finishing off with gold, and here the sideways action continues, remarkably flat really, given how volatile this commodity can be. Probably in a range between 1310 to 1340. And really the best thing here to wait for a break outside those parameters. Otherwise you really have a somewhat dead money situation. Presumably the eventual move here will be to the upside, but with the RSI at 42 we are getting negative pressure, and that does risk at least one more test of the 1300 area. That's it for me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.